to my channel. It's your girl Chef Rambo. I am back with another video and cooking tutorial for you guys today. Today guys, I'm going to be making some delicious beefy Rotel queso dip, beef Rotel dip, whatever the frick you want to call it. I'm going to be making some of that today, y'all. I'm going to be having it over some tortilla chips, on top of some tortilla chips, and this is absolutely delicioso. It's simple, it's easy, it's quick. So these are all the ingredients that you guys are going to be needing today. I am going to be cooking it in my crock pot. You're definitely going to need some Velvetta cheese. You're going to need some ground beef, as well as some tortilla chips. I'm using some hot sauce, 2 8-ounce cans of Rotel tomatoes, diced tomatoes. I'm going to be using a can of premium aged cheddar nacho cheese, Lowry seasoning salt, accent, black pepper, crushed red pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and of course I'm going to be putting it in my crock pot. This is going to be a quick, easy meal, and it's very filling. I'm going to be using a 3-pound thing of ground beef. I'm going to cut it into 2 pounds at the top and 1 pound at the bottom because I didn't end up needing all that meat, y'all. So I'm only going to use 2 pounds of the 3-pound meat, and we're going to cook it up. We're going to let it get nice and brown, honey. I don't want to see no red spots. I want to make sure everything is nice and brown and colorful, okay? So you guys just need to make sure you're giving this a nice good stir, and then we'll start working on our Rotel tomatoes. So I've drained this off, you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and put this back into my skillet. I took all the oil out. So I'm gonna also give this a nice good quick stir. And we're gonna put this back on the stove. I love making this, y'all. So we are gonna go in here with a Mexican style can of Rotel diced tomatoes. Like I said, this one has cilantro and lime juice in it, just to give it a little hint of Mexico, give it a little bit more flavor. And then we're gonna go in here with a can of mild Rotel diced tomatoes. They also have habanero. They have so many different types of flavors that you guys can get. I've definitely made queso with the habanero, and it had the perfect kick to it. I didn't want to make it too hot this time because I was making this for my boyfriend and for my kids. So if you're trying to stay kid friendly, you might have to just use the regular ones or the mild ones. I'm gonna go in here with some water, you guys, just to bring everything together. And also, you're gonna start to see when you make this queso dip, it's gonna get really thick. You wanna make sure you add just a hint of water or a little bit of milk just to make sure everything comes together quite nicely. And it's coming to a boil, so we can go ahead and start adding in our seasonings. We're gonna start off with some of this delicious accent seasoning because we wanna boost the flavors. We're gonna go in here with some Lowry seasoning salt, not too much. Just a nice decent amount so that it has flavor. Gonna go in here with some black pepper, of course. And like I said, a decent amount, but not too much. Now it's time for the spice. Some of that crushed red pepper. You gotta have that, you gotta have it, you gotta have it. It just makes everything so much more better and spicier. Okay, the next thing we're gonna go in here with is some garlic powder. I can't make nothing without garlic powder. And the last and final ingredient is onion powder. You have to have both of these bad boys when you're making anything. I don't care what you're making. You better put onion powder and garlic powder together. It's gonna make it taste so much better, y'all. So we basically just gonna continue to let this cook a little bit, and we're gonna give this a stir. I like to let my Rotel tomatoes cook with the meat, so they kind of get a little bit tender and kind of have a little bit more flavor to them. But you guys are more than welcome to just put your can of Rotel directly in the crock pot, but I prefer to cook mine. Okay guys, I went ahead and cut up my Velvetta cheese into little blocks, and now I'm gonna go ahead and put my ground beef right on top. And I know it looked like I was pouring in oil, you guys. That was just the water that I added. As you guys know, I went ahead and drained it, so I wasn't putting oil in this. It was the water that was cooking with the ground beef and with the tomatoes. So we are just gonna give this, guys, a nice quick stir. And we pretty much want to let it cook, because as it cooks in the crock pot, the cheese is gonna melt and it's gonna start to look more like a dip and not just like meat and tomatoes and cheese like it looks like now. So we're just gonna let that cook for about 10 to 15 minutes on high heat. And I let that cook for a little bit, and as you can see, the water is starting to build up, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and go in here with just 1 cup of the aged premium nacho cheddar cheese. I didn't want this to be super cheesy. I just wanted to put in a little bit to see what it tasted like. And I'm also gonna put in a couple drops of hot sauce just to give it a little spice, guys. I don't know about you guys, but I like my queso dip spicy. I like my Rotel dip spicy, but I still want it to be edible. I don't want the spice to take away from the flavor and from the seasonings. So you want it just a little bit spicy, but you don't want too much. So we're just giving this a good stir, and it's halfway there. I went ahead and added a splash of milk, and as you guys can see, it's halfway there. It's still a couple clumps of Velvetta cheese that hasn't fully melted, but we are getting there. We are making progress. And I added a pinch of parsley just for color, y'all, and stirred it up. And we are ready to go, you guys. We've let our queso dip sit for about 30 minutes. It's nice and hot and cheesy and delicious. So we're gonna start plating this up. I just have some tortilla chips on the bottom, and I am just gonna take that delicious, delicious beef rotel dip, queso dip, cheese dip, nacho cheese dip, whatever you wanna call it. I'm gonna take it around town, you guys. Look at that. This is an easy meal for kids. I don't know if any of my subscribers have kids or nieces and nephews. If you're looking to make a meal for them when they come over, this is the perfect meal. Not only can your family and your nieces and nephews and your children eat it, this is a good meal for an adult because it gets you full. 1 plate of this and you guys are gonna be done for the rest of the night. So if y'all is looking to have baby showers, birthday parties, graduation parties, open house, birthday dinners, this is the type of things that you guys need to be cooking because it's quick, it's easy, and it's delicious. So that's all it was, you guys. I just wanted to show you guys how I made my beef rotel dip. You guys make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time.